The following announcement has been paid for by
the ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you feel
Sport.
excitement? And also,
the merchandise, wearing the hats.
Is what I'm seeing for real?
Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
Yeah,
I can't wait till this video's over so I can say his name anymore.
Music.
Wow.
Man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goofy.
What the hell? What is that? Whoa! What the hell?
And more.
What's his next book going to be called?
I see that coming.
What is going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? A very unscheduled live stream. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde. This is the ENN Podcast. I don't do many of these live streams because, and you know what? I'll go ahead and say it. I'm going to talk about the word of the week, and the word of the day is trust. You got to have trust. If you have trust with somebody, it means the world. If you don't, the person's pretty much worthless. But do we have trust in Howie Roseman to do the right thing? Have we had trust in him this entire offseason? And I speak about trust because I can't schedule things with my busy schedule and have you guys trust that I'll be here. So I put these out whenever I have something to talk about. And something kind of irked me today, and it involves the Philadelphia Eagles and Kareem Hunt, running back from the Cleveland Browns. Now I'm going to get this right out the way. Dan Celio, I don't know if I'm saying that, from JAKIB Sports. He's got the check mark on Twitter. That channel is a pretty good channel. Derek Gunn's part of that, as well as Barrett Brooks. They're going to do an after show after all the Eagles games. So it is a channel that's not bullshit. Let's say that. About 12 hours ago, he tweets that the Philadelphia Eagles and running back Kareem Hunt. Now, what's going on, Brian? Are going to have a deal in place. And I'm trying to find the exact tweet here. Looks like GM Howie Roseman and Browns GM Andrew Berry are talking about a possible trade involving running back Kareem Hunt. Now, this guy has been wrong so many times. And the fact that he says this, it really pisses me off, because I would love Kareem Hunt to be a Philadelphia Eagle. There is the need there, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the fact that this guy just went ahead and jinxed it absolutely kills me. Now, he may just be doing this because, look, it makes sense, and they probably are talking. And if a deal doesn't place, it makes him look like an insider. But I've been on the Kareem Hunt train for a long time. If you remember when he was in Kansas City, he was part of that young dynamic with Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes. I believe maybe Alex Smith was a quarterback for one of those years, but he looked like a rising star in the league. And then being a young, dumb kid came and got the better of him, and he made a horrible decision that he has paid for. And Kansas City Chiefs went ahead and released him, and he got picked up by the Cleveland Browns. Now, when something like that happens to somebody's career, it can go one of two ways. They can just fizzle out and completely disappear, or they can be somewhat of a contributor. Now, with Kareem Hunt, neither of those things happened. Kareem Hunt became pretty much a star on this Cleveland Browns team, to where he really didn't miss a step. And the Cleveland Browns have, in what I believe, one of the best running backs in the league in Nick Chubb. Unfortunately, when you're running back like he is, which Nick Chubb invites the contact, you're going to get hurt. He's been hurt. Kareem Hunt fills in, and it's almost like there's nothing missing. He's a bigger back. He would bring a dynamic to this Philadelphia Eagles offense that they just don't have right now. And then Miles Sanders being hurt once again. The Eagles need some kind of consistency back there. And I know Kareem Hunt has had a couple of injury issues, nothing really major, but this Miles Sanders thing, guys, and I talk about the trust. I said trust was the word of the week. Miles Sanders has all the ability in the world to be an absolute all-pro running back. This guy could be a Pro Bowl running back. He could be one of the best in the league. Shades of Shady McCoy for me with Miles Sanders, but he just can't stay on the field. He hasn't had a healthy season since his rookie year, and he just seems to get hurt in all the wrong times. I remember last year the Eagles finally decided to run the ball. They were one of the best running teams in the NFL, and he gets hurt towards that stretch run. I think in that backfield, when you got Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott, that's not enough. Now, this Eagles offense has made strides when they signed or traded for, I should say, star wide receiver A.J. Brown. You got the upcoming Quez Watkins, Dallas Goedert, first year as a starting tight end. The offensive line is absolutely stacked. The depth there is absolutely crazy. We saw that last Friday night, and I'll bring that up in a second. But they're missing that one piece. So this is a running team. This is going to be a running team. Get yourself a runner, and you happen to have joint practices with the Cleveland Browns this week. The cover photo of this video shows Nick Sirianni and Kareem Hunt together speaking. I found that kind of odd. You just don't really see that, or if you do, a picture like that's just not tweeted out. It was a little bit odd to me, and maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. What could they really be talking about? I guess anything. They could be talking about the weather. They could be talking about just about anything. But it does kind of get you a little bit excited. Like I said, what pissed me off was Dancilio saying it was going to happen because this guy's wrong all the time. He had Deshaun Watson to the Eagles. He had Yannick Ngakoue a couple of years ago to the Eagles. He's just always wrong. So whenever I see something from him, I'm like, it's not going to happen. And this is something that I really think should happen. Now, if it does happen, it's going to happen after the preseason game tomorrow afternoon when the Eagles face the Cleveland Browns. But let's talk about Friday. Let's talk about Friday real fast. Now, Friday, Miles Sanders, this is before he got hurt with the hamstring. And there is, according to Nick Sirianni, and I have been posting some of the press conference stuff. Guys, I've been so busy with professional wrestling and just regular life, trying to keep up and keep as much content as I can on this channel. Some days I might just throw out a presser that they're having during the off season. But Nick Sirianni said there's no timetable for Miles Sanders' return. Of course, he's going to say that. So what does that mean? Is he out for a month? Is he out for a couple weeks? We just don't know. And I think that's just the thing that bothers me so much is that you just don't know. Miles Sanders had a couple reps in that preseason game against the Jets, and I thought he looked really good. I was actually at the open practice, and he looked faster. He looked there was just a little bit something extra to him. And then, of course, a couple days later, here we go. He's hurt. Boston Scott had a concussion for some of the training camp. Kenny Gainwell has been bothered by a hip. So you've got a lot of injuries there. Kareem Hunt would make so much sense. And it would make sense for the Cleveland Browns too. Don't get me wrong. The reason why, and I would be happy too, Brian, the reason why this would make sense for the Cleveland Browns is because you're losing $6.5 million off your cap hit for Kareem Hunt. And also, and this is, let's be honest, guys. I mean, they're not going to say this. They would never say this. This is a throwaway year for the Cleveland Browns. They made one of the dumbest decisions, and I'll sit here and I'm not going to act like when the Eagles were rumored for Deshaun Watson, before all the allegations came out, I thought it would be an awesome idea for him to be a Philadelphia Eagle. I mean, the guy was playing 2 years ago now, was at an elite level, one of the top 5 quarterbacks. Who doesn't want a franchise quarterback on their team? Now with all this messy allegations, some of the things that he said have just been off the wall. The Cleveland Browns, to me, have made one of the dumbest decisions by, first off, giving him guaranteed money, entire guaranteed contract, and trading away so much for Deshaun Watson that they're going to need not only, again, the cap money being shed will help them, but also recoup a draft pick. Now, I heard rumors that it was like a 5th round pick for Kareem Hunt. I will do that every single day, twice on Sunday. Sorry for the cliche. I will spend a 1st or 5th round pick for Kareem Hunt every day. Now you've got a guy that, again, can be elite behind this Eagles offensive line that is just so good, knock on wood. Also on Friday's preseason, while we're talking about that offensive line, how about, and look, guys, I don't know if I still have this saved, but I did a reaction to the Eagles' 2nd round pick back in the draft. I did a reaction to that pick because I thought it was going to be Nakobe Dean. I really thought it was going to be Nakobe Dean. I was ready to go crazy, and you have that for the content. And it was Cam Jurgens, and I had heard the name. I had seen it in kind of studying or researching for the draft. And it was just, the reaction was like, what? Why? Well, Cam Jurgens is making everybody, at least he did Friday, making everybody think about their reactions to his being drafted, because the guy, I mean, look, you take a absolute stud like Jason Kelce out of that offensive line, you're expecting some bad things to happen. You're expecting a lot of penalties. I think the offensive line maybe had a couple. You're expecting, bad shit to happen because the center is the most important piece besides the left tackle, I think, on that offensive line. He's kind of what sets everything up. And Cam Jurgens went in there and didn't miss a beat. The guy is just like we saw in the highlights, and just like Jason Kelsey said, he's very Kelsey-esque in what he does. There were some runs where he was very athletic, getting out there, still blocking. And I'm head over heels happy that the Eagles got a guy like Cam Jurgens because look, it is a worry for all Eagle fans. Jason Kelsey goes out. What do you do? I mean, we kind of saw last year when he went out for a couple of plays. I can't remember. Herbig was the center for a couple of those, and it was disaster. It was an absolute disaster. So Cam Jurgens looks great. And again, this is another reason why I would love to see a Kareem Hunt here, a Kareem Hunt in an Eagles uniform. And will it happen? I remember the Eagles played the Bills the Super Bowl year, and within a couple of days, Jordan Matthews, who was wide receiver for the Eagles at the time, a couple of days after that preseason game, was traded to the Bills for a cornerback. Guys, help me out here because it just slipped my mind. He was starting quarterback for a Super Bowl team, and it just slipped my mind. I think he might still play for Washington, not sure. So it could happen, and it could happen a couple of days after. I mean, Howie Roseman's had Andrew Berry's ear, and Andrew Berry, by the way, used to work for the Philadelphia Eagles, used to work for Howie Roseman. So it's all right there. It's all right there. Kareem Hunt doesn't want to be there. Why have a guy there that doesn't want to be there? That's just going to be gone the next year. Doesn't make sense to me. Now, I get it. A lot of these players are doing that. You kind of want to set a precedent and say, look, suck it up. You're going to be on the team no matter what. But if you can get something, if you can get a pick and a player, I don't know who the hell the Eagles would send to him. I've heard Andre Dillard's name being thrown around. I like Andre Dillard, not as a starter, not as a first-round pick like we got him as, but just as a backup left tackle. Again, injuries in this league happen every week, and they can absolutely destroy a team's season. But if that's the asking price, if it's give me a 5th-round pick and Andre Dillard, you could take it. I'll drive it to you. I don't. Give me Kareem Hunt all day long. I feel like he's going to make Jalen Hurts' life a little bit easier, guys. And as we talk about that, let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a second. Look, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to act like Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. I'm not going to act like Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback or the second coming of Donovan McNabb, or he's going to have a Wentz-like year or a Josh Allen type year. I've heard all these things all offseason. I just can't stand it. The kid has just turned 24 years old. He's younger than Carson Wentz was when he started for the Philadelphia Eagles. First year in his life since high school that he's actually had the same offense and offensive coaches back-to-back years around him. Give the guy a chance. That's all I'm saying. Give the guy a chance to succeed. Look, I know the Eagles played a lot of scrubs at the end of that last season. We got so lucky playing bum-ass quarterbacks. I can't remember some of their names at this point. Bad football teams, and that's kind of how the Eagles got into the playoffs because they got into that last spot that wasn't even around a couple of years ago. I understand that. But Jalen Hurts did his job when he had to. And when it comes down to it, the quarterback always gets the credit, right? He's rather the guy that blew the game or the guy that won the game. You got to give Jalen Hurts credit for getting the Eagles into the playoffs. And in Tampa Bay, they got absolutely smoked. I think really retrospect's probably the best thing for not just Jalen Hurts, but for this offense or this offensive staff, for this coaching staff, because they're all young guys that were Jonathan Gannon, first-year defensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni, first year as a head coach, and to go through that and have that experience, I think that it will help them moving forward. But I just don't understand the Jalen Hurts hate. I don't get it. I don't. There's Eagle fans that I watch on here that I watch on YouTube or I might follow on Twitter that have channels and they hate this guy for no reason. Like, what is the point? I just don't understand. The kid has done nothing but get better every year. He has improved in some way. I watch Skip and Shannon. They talk about him, and for whatever, Skip Bayless, I can't stand him, but he loves Jalen Hurts because of Oklahoma. And, he's saying, I'm scared of Jalen Hurts. And you got Shannon saying, well, he brings up his completion average from last year. You might as well throw that shit out the window. And because he didn't have the weapons that he has right now. He absolutely doesn't. So all that stuff you can just throw away. He doesn't have A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, dude, is like – that's such a Terrell Owens type wide receiver, I think. Big, built. The dude is like something that the Eagles haven't had since T.O., right? Pair him with Devonte Smith. Now we're cooking. Quez Watkins might not be the fastest wide receiver in the league, like he says, but he is pretty damn fast, adds a different element in there. And then if Jalen Reagor's still on this team, who knows? Maybe he does something. Maybe Jalen Reagor actually does something now that he doesn't have to be the top guy. He doesn't have to be the second guy. He doesn't have to be the third guy. He doesn't have to be the fourth guy. He can be the fifth wide receiver on this team. I think there's just such a bunch of talent there. And for Jalen Hurts to be as hated as he is before even lining up with those weapons for this season is just insane to me. And I know it's not everybody. Okay. I know it's not. I've seen the Lord Bronson has the Hurts season hats. They're blowing up. I think that's absolutely awesome because if you're an Eagles fan, why not support your quarterback? It's just nuts. It's just nuts to me that with all that hate there. And I mean, it went as far as, the kid was 6 for 6, 80 yards and a touchdown. Actually had 2 because he ran one in that was called back. And the people are like, well, he had to stay in the pocket long enough. Are you effing kidding me? Like, he didn't stay in the pocket long enough? If this is the Super Bowl and the winning touchdown is by him rolling out early and evading pressure and he throws the winning touchdown, are you going to sit there and say, yeah, but he didn't sit in the pocket long enough? Like, get the hell out of here with that shit. And a lot of it is on the radio. A lot of it is these older guys on the radio that for whatever reason, their view of a quarterback is a guy that just sits back there, looks at like it's a video game. Not everybody is Tom Brady. Not everybody is Peyton Manning. Not everybody is even a Nick Foles. Not everybody is that way. McNabb was never that way. I don't know how many people, and McNabb got a lot of hate in this town because of he didn't have those intangibles that Jalen Hurts has, right? But I don't remember we were going to these championship games, people complaining about him running. I do know that, he needs to slide, he's getting hurt. But that's not what it is. It's not even about that with Jalen. They just pick things with Jalen Hurts. And I know I sound like a Jalen Hurts fanboy. I know that, but it's not. They don't even. It's not even about. He's gonna run and get hurt. It's like it's just the minute shit. Does he really know how to pick apart a defense? Can he understand the defense? Give him the chance. Why go into the season with such negativity? And I really blame it on the radio stations as well. Especially WIP. I get it. I guess controversy creates cash. I guess negativity creates clicks. I don't know, but it's mind-numbing to me. And again, people talk about, we're so tired of the intangibles. I've heard that too. I'm tired of hearing about how he's a leader. I'm tired about hearing how men follow him. I'm tired of that. But wait a minute. But at the same time, you're going to sit there and talk about how Carson Wentz wasn't a leader, how nobody would follow him. It's such a hypocrisy. There might be other reasons. And I'm not even going to bring that up here on this channel. But the hate is just crazy to me. And I know it's late. We're almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Some people will probably watch this on the replay. Again, I did this unscheduled, which is kind of how a lot of my live streams are. But I felt like, again, I saw the Kareem Hunt stuff. I felt that was important to talk about. And then just to kind of vent about this Jalen Hurts stuff is just insane to me. Again, in that preseason game, I thought he looked absolutely awesome. I heard this too. Well, on that touchdown drive, he got hit out of bounds and the Jets kind of bailed him out. Who knows what would have happened after that? You're right. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened? It would have been what, 4th and 5? Maybe they convert that. Maybe he throws a touchdown for a bomb. Like, again, what if Tom Brady holds on to the ball during that game in Oakland in the snow? The what ifs are insane to me. Just let the kid have a chance. Give me a minute here, guys. Also from Friday, and I did a video about this. It was I put it out. I did it a couple days ago. It just went out maybe 20 minutes ago. And it's about the two brightest spots, I think, and it just makes me smile because we've, as an Eagles fan, we have went through some pretty bad drafts. That's an understatement. I think they hit the nail on the head with these two. Knock on wood, double fister. Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, man. Now, not so much Nakobe, and again, I will say this about Nakobe Dean before I go off on a fanboy tangent about him. He does look kind of small in there, does look a little bit like a safety, but his instincts, his mindset, his leadership, everything that I saw on Friday with the 5 solo tackles, with the tackle in the backfield, with just shoving the tight end into the running back, says differently. He is a linebacker, and the Eagles finally got a linebacker. But, man, Jordan Davis, guys, I'd take a drink to that. Jordan Davis is an absolute monster. The dude look, I'm not a stat guy. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm not a stat guy. I'm a reaction type dude. I'm going to tell you my views. I'm passionate about this team, as you can tell. I don't know how tall he is, but he damn sure looks like he's 7 feet tall. Now, as you know, I'm a professional wrestler. I'm a wrestling fan, as you can tell. This guy would be amazing as a professional wrestler. His size, what he did at the combine, he ran the 40-yard dash the same time or better than Jerry Rice did. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. The stuff that this dude can do with his body. We saw the picture. Three defensive players from the Jets. Offensive players from the Jets, from the offensive line. He's getting triple teamed. He's getting this dude. There's no tape on the guy. That's not college. They don't game plan for preseason games. We know that. But they've got three players on this one guy, Jordan Davis. And then, of course, unfortunately, Zach Wilson gets injured in that one play. But Davis was running him down. This is a guy that's bigger than most of the guys in the league. The Eagles hit an absolute home run here. Now, I, too, liked Kyle Hamilton because, look, we all like safeties here. I mean, most of us grew up on Brian Dawkins. Man. I'm sorry, guys. We all grew up on Brian Dawkins, right? Brian Dawkins. I mean, you talk about I've got this here. You talk about an absolute superhero of a football player. A guy. That's one of the things that got me into professional wrestling was the guys I was watching on TV. These real life people looked like cartoon characters. They looked like comic book characters. Brian Dawkins was just and again, I don't mean to get too much on a tangent here, but he was that. He was a superhero, a real-life superhero, was Brian Dawkins. So with that being said, Kyle Hamilton, I'm not saying he's anything like Brian Dawkins, don't get me wrong, but we like safeties here in Philly. That's what we do. That's what we like. We like that hard-hitting safety. I thought Malcolm Jenkins might be the second coming of Brian Dawkins, right? I mean, the guy who will ever forget that hit on Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl that took him out of the game. I think he's the second coming, and we need a safety. We still need a safety. So, yeah, Kyle Hamilton was right up there for me, and I was one of the guys that was like, you know what? If they take Jordan Davis at 15, all right, whatever. But when are they going to get N'Kobe, or when are they going to get that impact guy? I wasn't jumping up and down for Jordan Davis. He's going to end up being, when you look at the end of when it's all said and done, he might. And you go to do your redrafts, everybody does these redrafts. He might be, and again, I know I'm reaching here, guys, and knock on wood because I don't want to jinx anything. He might be a top 5 pick. He just might be. The guy is that damn good. And the fact that he came into camp lighter, the fact that he's getting in shape, more in shape, and he's taking this seriously, and not to even mention the fact that he's going to be on a line with Fletcher Cox, with Brandon Graham, with Josh Sweat. I mean, these are guys that he's going to learn from. He's going to take in this information, and he's just going to be an absolute beast. And this defense, guys, has a real opportunity to be something special. And I've said that the past couple of years about the defensive line, and they've made me look like an idiot. But I really believe a lot of people aren't talking about guys like Milton Williams and Javon Hargrave that are going to be there as well. But I really believe with the way that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Eagles defense, the way that those – and it's got to be really confusing for a player because you're not dealing with you're not dealing with a 4-3 or a 3-4. It's kind of like a hybrid, right? And they did it last year, and they're going to do it this year. But the fact that you mix up all the coverages like that, and I was on Jonathan Gannon's ass last year after the Raiders game because I felt like he sucked. He wasn't sending anybody to blitz. What he was doing wasn't working, and he wasn't doing anything to change it. He had Fletcher Cox covering running backs. Now he's got pieces where he's going to be able to do what he wants to do. Point blank. You look at who they've added, guys, and tell me if I'm wrong, please. I know there's some of you watching right now. Tell me if I'm wrong. When you bring in a Hassan Reddick, when you got a Jordan Davis, when year 2 of Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, who looks like he went into a time machine and got the younger Brandon Graham, because he looks absolutely awesome out there. You have him back there. Now James Bradbury is a cornerback. Darius Slay is comfortable back there. Really, safety is kind of the only spot that I think you're weak in. I do love the linebackers. TJ Edwards has had a really great camp, looked good in the preseason. I've always liked him too. Man, they hit a home run on Kazir White. I mean, again, it's been one preseason game. It's been one. But Kazir White did look like an under-the-radar type guy for me. And I know the guys in, I want to say San Diego, but there's a lot of Chargers fans that were kind of pissed off that they didn't re-sign Kazir White. And we saw that big interception Friday night. How much will these guys play tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon against the Browns is the next question here. Look, preseason, for one, I go into it and I'm like, man, it's football. I love this shit, right? Like, I can't wait. And then you get into the second quarter, sometimes the third quarter, and it's absolutely unwatchable football because the teams are running shit that's so vanilla and the players are so bad, they're just not good, it's kind of happened Friday night when the Eagles faced the Jets. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to play at all. I don't think you're not going to see any A.J. Brown. You're not going to see any Devonte Smith. You might get some Kenny Gainwell in there. I know Kennedy Brooks, who I really thought was going to make this team when he signed on as a free agent out of Oklahoma. I go, Kennedy Brooks is not bad, but he looked like shit last week. This is a chance for him to come in. You're probably going to see a little Gardner Minshew mixed in there. It's going to be a tough watch, guys. It's really going to be a tough watch, but it is football. And again, the Kareem Hunt rumors are all over the place. That's what I started this with. Dan Cilio from, guys, please help me out with this. It's JAKIB Sports. How do you say that? Jakib? Again, a legit channel. The guy's got a check mark on Twitter, but he's just horrible. He gets everything friggin' wrong. And it really, it was like a gut punch to see that he predicted Kareem Hunt to the Eagles. But if it could happen, man, the absolute, the Eagles got to be the favorite to win the NFC East without even playing a snap. It's not even, and I know Miles Sanders opened his big mouth a couple weeks ago and he said like all-star team, or he made something, and we all kind of have PTSD back to the 2012 Dream Team. This is different, man. This is different. This reminds me more of 2017, where they just got guys that fit. They just got really good football players in there. Guys like Jai that they traded for, I believe it was week 4, week 5. Patrick Robinson came in. Nobody thought he was going to do much, but he's now a hero and a legend in this city. You get Nick Foles. I mean, I go on, and it just feels like the Philadelphia Eagles are on their way to maybe something special. And again, it stems down to Jalen Hurts. Getting a Kareem Hunt here helps him. I do believe, even though the Eagles got A.J. Brown, even though the Eagles have year 2 Devonte Smith, who, if you read reports and there are some highlights, I really wish I had this scheduled so I could have uploaded some video. But he was making those Browns corners look like clowns. Yeah, Devonte Smith was making those corners look like absolute clowns out there. And he looks a little bit bigger. He looks a little bit stronger too. Is it just me? He's got the nickname the Slim Reaper, but he looks fit. He looks like he added a couple pounds of muscle onto him. And it's much needed because he looked really, really skinny last year coming out of college, but he looks like he's in great shape, guys. And that's trouble for the league if this kid puts on any positive weight, any positive muscle. And the fact that he looks even faster than last year, even with that added muscle, is something. I'm a little bit off kilter here. See, when you do these, it's probably a good thing to put the phone away, but my phone isn't away. So, it's something. Yeah. And this is definitely a family channel. Sometimes these workout shirts can get a little bit too short. But either way, you guys aren't watching for the nipples. You're watching for the Philadelphia Eagles news and the news that I talked about. Kareem Hunt, 5th round pick. I'm thinking for him. I probably wouldn't give up a 4th. Definitely wouldn't give up a 3rd. And the big thing here, and I didn't talk about this earlier, but the big thing here is that the Eagles will have to sign him to an extension, because I don't think that they'll have the cap room in order to trade for him. So they're probably gonna have to sign him to an extension he wants. We've seen the Rams do this shit. We've seen a lot of other teams do this where they kind of backload the money. So they're giving him a guaranteed base salary, and then they're just backloading the money, years that he probably won't even be here, just to make the contract look good, because these players are a lot of these players are egomaniacs, and they all want to be the top paid, or because at the end of the day, a lot of these guys have so much money they don't know what to do with it. And that could be Kareem Hunt there. If you're worried about the character issues, as far as I know, there's been nothing in Cleveland. He's walked a straight line, and he's done exactly what he had to do to kind of make his name better than what it was. Anytime that you're on camera pushing a female or hitting a female, I don't care if the female's Ronda friggin' Rousey. It's not good. It's just something you just don't do. Obviously, early 20s, alcohol involved. I don't understand why these guys don't have paid chaperones. I don't get it. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, or I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm paying this kid that's going to be a star for my franchise millions of dollars, I'm probably also going to pay for a chaperone. Pay me. I will watch these guys. I will make sure that they do okay. I will make sure that they do good. And I know it's funny. I'm pretty funny. But yeah, do something. But he's been good. Kareem Hunt has been good. So we've talked about Kareem Hunt. We've talked about Jalen Hurts and all the hate that he's getting from Eagle fans. It's just so weird to me why you hate, and again, I brought up in the beginning of this, trust. Word of the week is trust. It's so important to be able to have trust into somebody. And if there's no trust, there's really nothing. And that's how it goes with players and fans. Why? If I don't trust my quarterback, then I probably don't trust the team. I probably don't trust the general manager, and I might as well just stop watching, because that means they're not going to have a good year. There are people that want Gardner Minshew in there, and I love the mullet. I love the attitude. I love the moxie and the personality that Gardner Minshew shows. But Gardner Minshew is a backup quarterback. He's one of the better backups in the league, but he's not that great. To want him over Jalen is just insane to me. Malik Willis looked good again. Malik Willis, the guys are saying the Eagles should have drafted. Again, it's a double standard. Malik Willis runs a touchdown in, rolls, evades pressure, and everybody's going, look at Malik Willis. Jalen Hurts does the same thing, and he should have stayed in the pocket. I want to just bang my head. There's a funny video, by the way. I saw it on Twitter. It's a game show. I think it's a Japanese game show. They set up all these walnuts on the table. You know, those big ass walnuts. I remember my grandmother always used to have them in a dish. Are they walnuts or are they something else? They're huge. Anyway, on this game show, and I don't know the setup for this because it's only the clip. They've got the walnuts on like a table, and then there's this dude, and he's just banging his head, like breaking the walnuts up. That's how I feel. That's what I want to do every time I turn on the radio or I watch a content creator on YouTube. That's how I feel. Like it's like beating my head up against the desk because I just don't understand it. I don't get it. This dude it's not like he's a Tyrod Taylor. He's really not. I think he's so much better to where why not just sit and hope for the best. And believe that, look, he's improved every year. There's going to be an improvement there. You see A.J. Brown come in. I know something about being jacked. This guy is absolutely jacked. You see him come in as a wide receiver. Like, why would you think that Jalen wouldn't have a better year when last year he was throwing the broomsticks? I don't understand that, guys. But I feel like I've beaten the Jalen Hurts stuff to death. And again, we're not going to see him tomorrow at 1:00. You're probably going to see, it's probably going to be Reed Sinnett all day. Maybe Carson Strong, Carson Strong's knees he's got the knees of a 90-year-old man. This is a kid that if he didn't have these knee issues, he would probably get drafted in the second, third round. He's undrafted. And again, he just can't move. He's an injury away from being done. I know there's a lot of Carson Strong fans, but that's just the way it is. And he's not looked great in camp. So the Eagles are going to look at Reed Sinnett a lot tomorrow. Again, maybe you see a couple series of Carson Strong handing the ball off in the fourth quarter. But that's about all I'm going to say when it comes to him. As far as former Eagles, I said in the beginning I was going to talk about J.J. Whiteside for a minute. I think the Eagles made that trade. They got a defensive back. I don't know his name. I don't know it off the top of my head. I do remember once I heard that they traded for this guy, I looked him up. Look, the Seahawks are getting ready to get rid of him. That should say something to you there. J.J. Whiteside actually had a preseason game. Again, I wish I would have loaded this stuff up. This is very last minute for me. He had a preseason game, and there's a couple balls that J.J. Whiteside, I mean, he'll make there was this ball in the end zone, and he just makes the absolute spectacular dive into the end zone, and the ball is in his hands. It's firmly there. This looks like a catch that you would see on highlight reels, like you would see on commercials before Monday Night Football or some MasterCard or some shit that the NFL sponsors, like you would see. And as soon as he hits the ground, the ball just comes out. It's the smallest stuff that he just doesn't do right. Everything else, spectacular, no fear. And there was another ball, another deep ball that was thrown by Drew Lock, I believe. Same thing. I mean, he kind of has it in. It's a contested ball. He's got it, hits the ground, and it just pops out. And the DBs are laughing because they're like, we just got, we were almost fucked up here. And he drops. It's just that's J.J. Whiteside's career, man. It just is. That's how he's been since he came to Philly. He got traded. I don't think he's going to be in the league much longer. Switched to tight end because he's such a good blocker. The one touchdown that he had was because he was blocking, and Miles Sanders fumbled. He was right there to pick it up. I just, again, second round pick over DK Metcalf. It's I talked about as an Eagles fan, we don't have very good drafts. So when you see Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean come in, you're just in Cam Jurgens. You're just kind of like, what? Holy shit! Here we go. Let's go. Because of the J.J. Whitesides and the Jalen Reagors, who I'm going to give him one more shot if he's on this team this year, Jalen Reagor. And guys who are going to watch this later, please leave your comments below. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that now. Every one of you guys matter. Also, and I haven't brought this up tonight, this is a very important topic as well, guys. Maybe the camera quality isn't as great as it can be. Maybe the lighting isn't as awesome as it can be. Maybe you're tired of the whole red and black background here. You can help that, and you can support the channel. Cash at Chris Wild Wrestling. Again, anything that goes into that account will come back to the channel. And I've had some guys hook me up, and I appreciate everything, guys, that you guys do. As everybody here does on the ENN podcast. Also, guys, check out some of the content that I've got back there. Angry Allen video. Again, some press conferences from the opening of training camp, my thoughts, my schedule prediction. And I will have some, and I promise, and I've gotten a lot of emails and direct messages. I will have some Falling in Reverse content. I know that they came out with a song a couple months ago, and I didn't do a reaction for it. That will be done, as well as I saw an awesome series. Start of an awesome series last night. And it's She-Hulk, the She-Hulk series that's on Disney Plus. I'm a huge Marvel geek, a huge comic book geek, and I really was going to wonder how they were going to make this interesting, because the She-Hulk character in the comics, and this is the end of the show, guys, so I'm going on the fly here. I don't know how much more Eagle stuff you're going to have, but the character in the comics is kind of boring. The She-Hulk character is kind of boring. There's not many milestone She-Hulk things that she does. And I was wondering how they're gonna play this. And the character, the actress, really a fan of her work. She does a show that she has on Netflix where she plays she's got different personalities. Or is it? No. She's got a bunch of twins or something like this. I don't know what I said. What do I say? Weird. I'm sweating. But anyway, she's an English actor or actress, and man, she really just what she brings to that character is so entertaining. She Hulk. It's She-Hulk. She-Hulk. Not She-Hulk. Not She-Hulk. She-Hulk. But a lot of origin stories. They take a couple episodes. They're boring because you already know it. This one was like that. There may be some spoilers here. I'll try not to. This one was like that. You got the Hulk in there as well for most of that episode. I do not talk weird. There's thousands of people watching right now. I'm going through the comments, guys, that don't think I talk weird. If you think I talk weird, please let me know in the comment section. I think my speech is okay. I do wish I had an accent, though. And I would love to hear anybody else's opinion on accents. I wish I had an accent. I think accents are fucking excellent and awesome. I mean, there's nothing like talking to somebody with an accent. Jordan Mailata has one. He's Australian. It's got that Australian accent. I wish I could do one. And I'm not going to try or attempt to do one right now. But I really wish I had an accent. I do. Maybe I think it's a cool accent. I really think it's an awesome accent. And there's actually a YouTube creator on here. His name is Bijit. And I really like the Indian accent. I really do. And I'm not gonna do it. Maybe $5 a Cash App if you want to hear me do my Indian accent. But yeah, we're off the rails here, guys. She-Hulk is I'm going to do a reaction with spoilers. I'm thinking about maybe doing every episode. My only thing with this, it's a 35-minute episode. I feel like it should be an hour. It flies by, which is great. But at the end, you're just kind of like, man, I think Netflix and Amazon have really spoiled me. I think they've really spoiled me. The fact that you can binge series is great, but the thing is that now when I have to watch a regular show and I've got to wait a week for the next episode, it's like I don't know what to do with myself. Like that first 15 minutes after you watch is like torture. Like I need to know what happens. I'm sitting here Googling spoilers and everything, trying to figure out what happened. So yeah, Netflix and Amazon, I think they did it. I don't know what was the first binge. What was the first streaming service that you could binge stuff in? I think it was Netflix. But that kind of ruined stuff for me to the point where, like, if there's a series out, and again, if I wasn't such a comic book guy, I probably wouldn't have watched this, the She-Hulk thing. I probably would have waited, but I'll wait until it's all done, or like 5 or 6 weeks go by so I can watch a couple of episodes at a time. So yeah, She-Hulk was absolutely awesome. There's some movies. I really want to do a reaction video, Top Gun Maverick, which is coming to HBO Max. I think that's one of the best movies I've ever seen. And again, I want to watch it again. I only watched it once, see if I feel that same way. If I do, maybe do a reaction to that as well. I was thought about doing the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness reaction, but it's just there's so much stuff into that. I don't know if I can do it. And the fact of the matter is, there's so many other creators out there that do better work with that kind of stuff, where they really dig into all the Easter eggs and everything. Also, I almost pulled the trigger on this a couple of days ago. Better Call Saul. I don't know if there's anybody that watches this, that watches that show. Spinoff of Breaking Bad. Spinoff to Breaking Bad. It's one of those shows that I didn't want it to be good. Like, I really didn't. I didn't want to have to deal with that character after Breaking Bad, and absolutely in love with the show. The finale was so for me. Right afterwards, I wanted to react to it, so I guess it did its job. It had a lot of funny moments. I watched the movie. I can't remember the name of this movie. I watched the movie the other day, and it had Ant-Man in it. Ant-Man was and I can't think of the name of the actor that plays Ant-Man. But great actor. He was in it. and he's in the mirror and he's like saying like, all right, well, I'll find the name and I'll talk about that later. Anyway, guys, so we're all off the rails here. I'm going to get off. It is almost, I'm going to get off. That sounds crazy. I mean, I'm going to get off here. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and get off here, guys. I appreciate everybody for watching. I see the eyes up there. I see some of the comments. Thanks, guys. Again, those of you that are watching this later, probably tomorrow, what do you think? Eagles and Kareem Hunt, good fit, not good fit? What would you spend for him? Leave the comments in the comment section. Love reading them, and then I'll respond to them as well. With that being said, guys, everybody, please, 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 as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds. And I'll see you later.
The following announcement has been paid for by
The ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you feel
Sports.
excitement?
And also,
Wearing the merchandise, wearing the hats.
Is what I'm seeing for real?
While I'm here live from Lincoln Financial.
Yeah, go Birds.
I can't wait till this video is over so I can say his name anymore.
Music.
Wow.
Man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goofy.
What the hell? What is that? Whoa. What the hell?
And more.
What's his next book going to be called?
I did not see that coming.